If you want a family tent that's comfortable, affordable, and holds up in real-world camping trips, keep watching. In this video, I'll share 3 picks that strike a balance between budget, size, and weather protection. I'll cover where each tent shines and where it might fall short, so you can pick one that actually works for your family's needs. Current prices and all family tents mentioned in the video are available in the description. Let's check them out. Number 3. Coleman Skydome 6, Best Budget Family Camping Tent. Coleman Skydome 6 is a tent that manages to offer a generous interior size and straightforward setup at a price that's hard to beat. Right away, you'll notice how open the dome feels. It provides about 85 square feet of floor space, and the peak height reaches 6 feet, which is tall enough for most adults to stand comfortably in the center. Nevertheless, while Coleman rates this as a 6-person tent, it's really better suited for 3 or 4 adults if you want to stash gear inside and avoid cramping. But it's ideal for a family with 4 kids and 2 adults. One of this tent's standout features is the quick setup. Although Coleman promotes it as a 5-minute pitch, expect more like 10 to 15 minutes the first time round, especially if you're on your own. The main reason it's faster than many budget tents is its design. The rear poles are already attached, so all you have to do is extend them forward and clip the canopy. Wind can slow down rainfly placement a bit, but it's still easier than threading poles through long fabric sleeves. Stepping inside, the high dome ceiling and pre-bent pole structure make the shelter feel surprisingly spacious for such a wallet-friendly option. You can even fit a queen-size air mattress on one side with extra room for another sleeping pad or 2 on the other side. That said, the Skydome has only a single door, which can be inconvenient if you have a few people trying to enter and exit at night. Another slight annoyance is the rainfly's limited coverage, leaving part of the door and lower walls exposed in sideways rain. If it's windy, keep in mind that fiberglass poles aren't as sturdy as aluminum ones, and this model can bend under gusts around 15 to 20 miles per hour. On calmer days, with minimal precipitation, ventilation is excellent thanks to the generous mesh panels across the tent body. You can even skip the fly for stargazing on a perfectly clear night. Coleman includes handy interior storage options, but there aren't many. You get a small gear loft up top and a couple of mesh pockets on the sides. However, there's no vestibule to stash dirty boots or other bulky gear outside the sleeping area. In terms of build quality, the tarp-like 1000 denier floor is quite durable, so you can drag it around without worrying about punctures. On the flip side, the door zipper isn't a premium brand like YKK, so it might snag more easily. Also, rolling it all back into the original bag can be a puzzle. Some people end up using a larger stuff sack to save time. Compared to other budget tents, like the Coleman Sundome or Kelty Discovery Base Camp, the Skydome offers a taller interior and an easier pitch. The Sundome is slightly roomier on paper, but its older pole design doesn't provide the same headroom. The Kelty model is lighter, though it's a bit shorter inside. Ultimately, the Skydome hits a sweet spot for anyone who wants an affordable, beginner-friendly, and spacious option, and is willing to trade some weather resistance and extra door access for that low price. To sum up, what I like is the generous height and floor space for the price, the quick beginner-friendly setup with pre-attached poles, the great ventilation through large mesh panels, and the thick, durable floor material. On the downside, the single door can be inconvenient for multiple campers, fiberglass poles may flex in stronger winds, and it can be difficult to repack into the original bag. Number 2. REI Wonderland 6, Best Premium. The REI Co-op Wonderland 6 delivers a tall, tunnel-shaped design that uses near vertical walls to maximize shoulder room and headspace, even at its 75-inch peak height. At around 83 to 84 square feet of floor area, it sleeps up to 6 people, although 4 or 5 campers will enjoy a more comfortable layout with extra gear space. That roomy interior is made even more open by 2 new ground-level windows, so you can look outside without unzipping the rainfly. Ventilation is another big plus. The large mesh canopy and these lower windows promote airflow on muggy nights. This is the replacement for the older REI Kingdom 6, and it's just as spacious, with robust 150 denier flooring that can handle everyday campsite roughness. Thick aluminum poles, 16mm on the main body, offer plenty of structural support, which you'll appreciate when you encounter light rainstorms. However, strong winds can challenge those tall walls, so if gusty weather hits, make sure to stake and guy everything carefully. In calmer conditions, the Wonderland 6 is fantastic for families who crave a tall shelter that feels like a home base. Setting it up can be done by one tall person, but of course, it's better if another one helps. Color-coded clips and anchors on both the canopy and rainfly simplify the process, although draping that sizable fly over the tall tunnel shape can take a little extra time. Expect about 10 minutes total once you get the hang of it. There's also a handy center zipper on the roof mesh that lets shorter campers reach up and adjust the fly's roof vents without climbing a chair or stepping outside. Storage-wise, you get multiple interior pockets, plus a sewn-in room divider that offers some privacy if you split the tent into 2 compartments. Each side has its own door, so nobody has to step over another camper for a midnight bathroom run. One downside is that there's no standard vestibule. The tent's front awning helps keep drips off the door, but gear will need to stay inside or under the optional mudroom, which costs extra and isn't loved by everyone, so if you'd rather skip it, you can just store items inside the Wonderland's spacious interior. At around $500, the Wonderland 6 is undoubtedly on the premium side of family tents, yet it competes well against similarly priced models like Nemo's Wagon Top and the North Face Wawona 6. The Wawona often comes in cheaper, but offers a different layout with a large external garage area. Meanwhile, the Wagon Top has a similar tunnel shape, plus an integrated vestibule, though I prefer REI's extra mesh for hot weather comfort. If you want a big, airy tent built with thick materials and a user-friendly design, the Wonderland 6 is a great option, especially if you catch an REI sale that can slash up to 40% off the price. At 22 to 23 pounds, this is meant purely for car camping. The carry bag is rugged but somewhat snug, so folding the tent precisely is key when packing up. Overall, families who enjoy fair weather camping will love how much livable space REI crams into this model. It's not cheap, but if you want a premium tent for weekend getaways, the Wonderland 6 checks a lot of boxes. To sum up, what I like is that the tall tunnel shape and near vertical walls maximize interior room. Thick, durable floor and strong aluminum poles, their 2 doors plus a divider for flexible sleeping arrangements, and the large mesh panels and ground-level windows provide excellent ventilation. On the downside, there's no built-in vestibule. It's not ideal in strong wind due to tall walls, and the drawstring carry bag can be tight when repacking. Number 1. Nemo Aurora Highrise 6P, our top choice. The Nemo Aurora Highrise 6 instantly feels spacious with its 83.3 square feet of floor area and 6 feet and 5 inches peak height, allowing tall adults to stand comfortably and still have enough room to move around. Inside, the dome-shaped design reaches high beyond the center, so you can walk around freely rather than stooping near the walls. As with most tents that are officially marketed for 6 people, I'd say it's perfect for 4 or 5 campers who want space to spread out and keep gear inside. One of its most notable features is the massive front door that spans nearly the entire length on one side. This makes shuffling in and out a breeze and helps bring in a ton of ventilation during hot summer days. You also get a second door on the opposite side, so if you're the person who wakes up early for sunrise coffee, you won't have to climb over everyone else. The 2 vestibules, one on each door, are also generous, offering plenty of covered gear storage. Families will appreciate that these vestibules provide a decent spot for wet shoes or cooking under the light rain. In calm weather and hot climates, this tent truly shines. It has enough mesh to let the breeze flow, and the large windows on both ends keep the air from getting stale. On the flip side, those windows only have fabric flaps, which lack sturdy zippers. This can be annoying on windy nights because some drafts can slip through. Another minor negative for inclement weather is the partial rainfly coverage at the sides, leading to potential flapping in serious gusts. Careful guideline tension helps, but you'll still notice the noise. Setting up the Aurora Highrise 6 for the first time can feel a bit confusing, since all the poles are the same color, and there's no immediate indication of which side of the fly is the front. However, once you figure out how the thicker poles from the X shape and the slimmer ones go along the sides, it gets much easier. Practice once at home and you'll shave your pitch time down to about 10 minutes. The aluminum poles feel robust, though I do wonder about the durability of the plastic rings that secure the rainfly in high wind. Compared to similar premium tents at around the same $500 price point, like the North Face Wawona 6 or REI Co-op Basecamp 6, this Nemo stands out for its stylish looks, easy ventilation, and straightforward pole design. Unlike the Wawona 6's huge garage-like vestibule, the Aurora Highrise offers two equally sized vestibules that are simpler to configure. The REI Basecamp has a slightly more rugged rainfly and more interior pockets, but it doesn't have that expansive door or the same airy feel. A couple of minor drawbacks keep it from absolute perfection. The bag itself is pretty thin, so you'll want to be gentle when packing up, and storage pockets inside could also be better placed. There are only a few, and they're set at the corners, making it tough to keep everything within easy reach. Still, for anyone craving an easy-to-set-up family tent that's tall, roomy, and well-ventilated, the Aurora Highrise 6 is a winner. To sum up, what I like is the spacious interior with tall center height, the two big doors and roomy vestibules for storage, the excellent ventilation in hot weather, and the sturdy floor fabric and aluminum poles. On the downside, windows lack a full zip closure and can allow drafts. The rainfly can flap and get noisy in stronger winds, and there are not many interior pockets. Thanks for watching. You can check the current prices in the description, and if you're interested in more suggestions and reviews, be sure to check out more of our videos. If this helped you pick the camping tent, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more travel and gear suggestions, and let me know in the comments which family tent you're leaning towards and why. Thanks again for watching, and happy travels.